The year was 1985. The Cold War still gripped the world in its icy grasp. I found myself in a small village in northern Russia, a place more isolated than I could have ever imagined. My name is John, and I'm a geologist. My mission was simple: to study the unique rock formations in the region. I was supposed to be there for 6 months. 6 months in a place where the sun barely peeked over the horizon in winter, a place where the wind howled like a banshee and the locals spoke a language I could barely grasp. I arrived in the village in the dead of winter. The biting wind cut through my clothes as if they were made of paper. The locals, bundled in thick furs, eyed me with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. My Russian was passable at best, but it was enough to get by. I managed to rent a small, drafty cabin on the outskirts of the village. It wasn't much, but it was home. The days were short and bleak, the nights were even longer. I spent my time exploring the surrounding countryside, collecting rock samples and trying to blend in. My routine was simple, predictable. Every morning, I'd wake up before dawn, build a fire in the rickety stove, and cook a meager breakfast of black bread and tea. Then I'd pack my bag with my tools, a thermos of tea and some bread. I'd set off into the frozen wilderness. The landscape was harsh but beautiful. Towering pines, their branches heavy with snow, stood like silent sentinels. Frozen lakes glinted like shards of broken glass under the weak sun. The silence was absolute, broken only by the crunch of my boots on the snow and the occasional howl of a wolf in the distance. In the evenings, I'd return to my cabin, exhausted and chilled to the bone. I'd thaw out by the fire, update my notes, and eat my dinner. It was a solitary existence, but it was the life I had chosen, or at least that's what I told myself. As the days turned into weeks, I became aware of a strange undercurrent of fear in the village. It was subtle, unspoken, but it was there, lurking beneath the surface of everyday life. The villagers avoided talking about it. They would fall silent if I came too close. Their eyes would dart nervously towards the north, towards the edge of the village. I soon learned that their fear was centered on a place called the Forest of Shadows, a dense ancient forest that lay just beyond the village limits. They said it was a place of darkness and evil, a place where strange things happened, where people disappeared without a trace. I dismissed their stories as mere superstition, the ramblings of a people steeped in folklore and legend. I was a man of science, a rational thinker. I didn't believe in ghosts or demons, but even I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something off about that forest, something that sent shivers down my spine. Section 4. A warning unheeded. One evening, as I sat by the fire nursing a cup of strong tea, there was a knock at my door. It was an old man from the village. His face was a roadmap of wrinkles, his eyes filled with a lifetime of hard-earned wisdom. He spoke no English, but with gestures and a few broken Russian words, he managed to convey a warning. He pointed towards the north, towards the Forest of Shadows. He shook his head and muttered something about staying away, about things best left undisturbed. I tried to question him, to get more information, but he just shook his head again and shuffled off into the night. I was left alone with my thoughts and a growing sense of unease. I couldn't explain it, but the old man's warning had unsettled me. Still, I couldn't resist the allure of the unknown. The Forest of Shadows called to me. It beckoned me with its darkness and its secrets. Section 5. Venturing into the unknown. The next morning, I ignored the old man's warning. I packed my bag and set off towards the Forest of Shadows. The air grew colder as I approached the forest. The wind seemed to whisper through the trees, carrying with it the scent of pine needles and something else, something ancient and cold. The trees were packed tightly together, their branches intertwined, creating a canopy so thick that it blocked out the sun. The forest floor was littered with fallen branches and a thick layer of pine needles. It was eerily quiet. The only sound was the crunch of my boots on the forest floor and the frantic beating of my own heart. I pressed on, deeper and deeper into the forest. The air grew heavy, oppressive. It felt like a weight on my chest, making it hard to breathe.